Hey race fans, Toby LaGrange here with episode number 85 of the Toby LaGrange Show. In this one, we talk about the INDYcar series heading to their first ever event in Washington, D.C. I know this is a national story, but I'm going to do some national stories once in a while. My first love has always been short track racing, specifically dirt modifieds and sprint cars. But you know what? INDYcar is right there. It's at the top of my national level racing interests. I love it. And unfortunately, over the last handful, 10 years, there hasn't been too many positive going forward stories coming out of INDYcar, at least in my opinion. That's starting to change. And this is one step forward, a giant step forward. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. We're going to look at the press release, and I'm going to have more on INDYcars and the INDYcar series later on in another episode. My thoughts on what they can do to turn things around. But until then, let's take a look at what's going to happen in Washington, D.C. In case you haven't heard, INDYcar is coming to Washington, D.C. The INDYcar series will be making its debut in Washington, D.C. in late August. And here's the press release put out by INDYcar itself. An executive order signed today by President Donald J. Trump directed the White House Task Force on celebrating America's 250th birthday to designate a race route through Washington, D.C. and the National Mall for the purposes of conducting an NTT INDYcar Series race on August 21st through 23rd, 2026. The event will recognize the historic milestone of America's independence in addition to celebrating the unparalleled tradition and legacy of America's motorsports industry. The event will be administered by INDYcar in coordination with the task force, U.S. Department of Transportation, U.S. Department of Interior, and Washington, D.C.'s Executive Office of the Mayor. The task force that they're referring to is the task force put together to celebrate America's 250th birthday. President Trump has bestowed an incredible distinction upon our sport, and we're grateful for his trust and support as INDYcar prepares to honor our country with a tremendous racing spectacle, said Roger Penske. This will be a truly memorable event that celebrates our country's independence and the legacy of patriotism, innovation, and excellence that powers motorsports across America. Freedom doesn't ring, it revs. INDYcar is about competition and pushing limits. The same things that have always defined America, said United States Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy. There's no better way to celebrate our 250th anniversary than bringing that energy to the nation's capital and showcasing Washington, D.C. to the world. There's no better place to celebrate America's independence than in our nation's capital, and no better way to showcase that spirit than through INDYcar, a sport built on speed, innovation, and competition, said Eric Shanks, CEO and executive producer, Fox Sports. Bringing this race to Washington, D.C. during America's 250th birthday is a powerful way to honor our past while celebrating what's ahead. And all of us at Fox Sports couldn't be more proud to showcase this event to the country. The street circuit event will be free to the general public and include vantage points of several majestic symbols of the national pride and unity. Like all NTT INDYcar Series races, it will be televised to a live network audience via Fox Sports. More details about the course and the event will be shared during a kickoff gathering in the coming weeks. Those, of course, were excerpts from the press release put out by INDYcar on January the 30th of this year. It's a great thing that they're putting on. A big kudos to INDYcar, the administration, the city of Washington, D.C., or the territory of Washington, D.C. It's all a great thing no matter what side of the political aisle you sit on. This is not politics. This is about celebrating America's 250th birthday, and kudos to everyone involved. That'll do it for this episode of the Toby LaGrange Show. Thank you very much for being with us. Remember to support those that support racing. So long for now.